Okay, so let's talk about the lumbar spine, which is the lower back, as well as the pelvis. So one of the things that people ask me on a regular basis is, how do I stretch my lower back? It's kind of a misnomer, and that's why I have this really crazy looking spine, because this is the front of it and this is the back. But this muscle right here is the biggest culprit of so many low back pain situations. And the reason it is because when we sit, it's shortened. When we go to stand up, it lengthens. And so if you have that low back pain where you're like crawling up your back or up your body in order to stand up, it's the hip flexor muscle. It's the muscle that does that motion. So to stretch the lower back and to add to your care here at the office and beyond, we're going to stretch the psoas muscle, P-S-O-A-S, if you want to look it up. And this is how we do it. So what we do is we get on a chair and we turn our bodies perpendicular to the chair. And then I have one butt cheek on the chair, one butt cheek off the chair. So start there. And then we're going to take this one that's off the chair and go straight back. Now we want to keep this knee as straight as possible. The toe on the floor, not straight back, just the toe on the floor, nice and gentle here. And this begins to stretch that hip flexor. However, we add a slight back bend to it and it intensifies it. Now, if there's a lot of low back tension and spasm going on here, it's going to stop you immediately. And if you do too much of this all at once in the beginning, it's going to be really angry. So the best way to start doing this is just a dynamic movement in and out, and then breathing down into this area of the body, down into the pelvis. Now, the full expression of this stretch is not only this slight back bend, and then you take the same arm over and back, and this is technically called a supported crescent stretch in yoga. That is going to begin to stretch out that hip flexor, which is pulling on the lumbar spine. So that is one of our greatest low back stretches that you can do. Now there's two others for the pelvis, and this will get into sciatic nerve pain. What we want to do is gentleman style stretch. We're going to sit up nice and straight, both sits bones on a chair. And then we're just going to, with this configuration, we're just going to lean into it. Again, lean and come back if you need that dynamic movement, or just lean and hold. If you're sitting around watching TV in the evening, if you're sitting for dinner, like just pull that leg up, gentleman style. Now, sometimes people can only get it this far, or this far, or this far, or all the way in. It just depends on how much work you've done with this. We lean into it. Then we set straight back up, that knee to the sternum. So we don't push down, we don't do that, we pull towards us. This is going to get more piriformis muscle. So this is more outer thigh, a big global stretch. This is more piriformis. So these three things for the lumbar spine is some of the most helpful things that you can do. Also always building the core strength is really what corsets and protects the lower back, the lumbar spine. So those three are for the lower back and the pelvis and sciatic pain. However, if you're watching this video and you came for this one, go back through the rest of the videos because they're 2-minute clips and it's about spinal health, and that's what we're here for. So thank you so much.